Hello and welcome again to this video number 13, where we're going to be adding lights and for final rendering. So right now I have that default, the temporary light that I put on top of the ceiling. I am selecting it. I'm going to select that light and delete it. Okay, there are few ways you can actually light this environment. Alright, let's see, let's get into the building. Okay, so alright, so there are few style that you can light the environment here. You can, the way to access the lights, like what I've shown you, is go to the Create tab, go to the Light option here and choose Vray, and you get access to Vray lights, Vray IES, and the Vray Sun. You can also use the Vray Sun, but what I'm going to recommend you, this is like just a bit more simpler approach to create a nice lighting. So just bear in mind that if you go to my render settings, if you go to your render settings, you will see, if you go to your render settings, it's up here. This is still using the irradiance map light catch with I'm gonna bump this up to a high settings for irradiance map. Light catch, just gonna leave it as default. We're gonna go to the V-Ray tabs and make sure adaptive is on. You can change, if you want, you can change our filter to different type of filter here. So some people recommend a cat mole ROM. Alright, for now I'm just going to stick with the area. I'm going to bump up the minimum subdivision to I'm just going to leave it as this first. Later on I will increase this feature just to speed up my rendering. Alright, so that is the settings. It's going to close this window. Now one way to light this environment up is by using just a V-Ray light, and we're gonna switch to the side view and create a huge light like this. This will kind of like represents a fake sun. So I'm going to bring this to the other side. So what I want is the sunlight goes into the window and into the angle, about this angle over here, towards this direction. So right now the light is pointing the other way, so I'm going to rotate the lights. I'm going to make it look down a bit because the light is, like the sunlight is high above. So about this angle over here. Okay, I'm going to put it to the side a bit. And now I will add a camera. So we're going to use a standard camera for this. There is a V-Ray camera, but I'm just going to teach you how to use a standard camera. So camera, standard, just use the free camera. All I need to do is just click anywhere in the front or the side view. I'm going to use I'm going to create it on the side view. Just click one time like that, and there goes your camera. So you can select your camera from here, and in the perspective view you can hit the Z button to jump into seeing the camera. You can also jump into the eyes of the camera. I'm going to use the top view to just move it around a little bit, and I will change my top view to a perspective view. I mean to a camera view. Click at this name. Click at this name, camera 1, because the name of the camera is camera 1. I'm going to hit the F3 to bring out the shaded view, and shift F to frame the resolution. Right now this is not a wide shot, so I'm going to change my shot. I'm going to go to my render settings, common, and go to my image size here, output size. So I'm going to change this to HDTV, but I'm going to use a smaller one, which is 480 times 270 for this. I'm going to close this window, and with this view selected and the camera selected, I can actually move the camera in the eyes of the camera like this. I can use my navigation down here. So this is dolly, moving the camera front and back. You can pull the camera back, and then you have this option here. You can click and hold the, by default it is an orbit like this, but it's better to use the one here. It's called pan camera. It's like a first person view. It's moving and looking like this. Okay, now I'm gonna have a this is my perspective view, and I will select my camera, my light, sorry. Go to my modify tab and just check something first. The first thing you need to do is you need to make sure that the light is not visible. So I will go to the options here, under the options, and click invisible. Alright, and check my brightness, multiplier 25. We should just do with that first. We want to increase the shadow subdivision to, let's try 16 sampling to make sure the shadow is good quality. I'm going to open my material, M for material. I'm going to adjust a bit about some material here. The our curtain here, you're going to make sure that I'm going to enter the curtain material. I want to make this refraction a bit more less, so it's not so transparent, and you can go back up here, and the translucency I will drop it down to 50, so it's not so translucent and thin. Go back up. The floor, actually it's the bump map is kind of too strong, the bump here, so I'm going to lower it down to about 8. And there's another thing that I want to reduce here, is the leather material for the sofa. I'm going to reduce the bump maps to about 25, just to adjust this a bit. Okay, now I'm going to jump into the camera view, and we shall try and render this out. Alright, now that I finished rendering it, it looks quite fine. There's some noise here, but this can be fixed later when we bump up the anti-aliasing. Alright, but the biggest problem right now that we see is we don't have the inside here. Need to be a bit more brighter, and another thing is that if you look at a window, it's just dark and black. We will do a composite in Photoshop to actually replace the black background and put it and actually place a picture, for example, like the one here. Right, this will be the background. So right now, but the problem is right now, if I turn on this one, switch to alpha channel, you'll see everything is white. In this transparent area where you see the black background here, it should be a little bit darker, because that's where transparency will be when you import in Photoshop. Okay, I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm going to save this image. So I'm going to save this on, let's see, okay, my desktop. So just put there test. I already have a test image here. I'm going to rename this. Save. Let's see with alpha. This one should be fine. Hit OK. Then in Photoshop, if I open and browse my test file, oh yeah, I forgot to mention to you that when I save just now, I should choose you should choose PNG, because PNG have preserve the transparency for the alpha. So I'm gonna save. So it should come out like this. Hit OK, and in Photoshop, the test image. See, the problem now is this black area here is fully non-transparent. If I put a layer, I put it below, or let's say I just gonna import in the building view here, and I put it behind, just enter first, and then put it behind our rendered image. You don't see the building at the window. Alright, this black area is opaque, it's not transparent, so that will give us a big problem. So how do we deal with this? I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this window. You need to make sure that the glass material effects are also alpha channel. So if you open your material, and this is the glass window material, and if you look at reflection, you see effect channels. It says color only, so it will only affect the RGB colors. So we want to choose color and alpha as well. Same with the refraction, effect channel, color and alpha. Okay, so I'm going to close the material, and I'm going to render this again, and we will try it again in Photoshop. Okay, now that I finished rendered, so if I click on the alpha here, you see this area now it's a bit more dark gray, so that have transparency. So I will save this image. Again, I will overwrite the test PNG image. Okay, it's a PNG file, and I will open this in Photoshop. See this, so you can see a checkerboard already there. That's the transparency. Now if I drag in the building image and I hit enter and put it below, you can see that now we have a background. Alright, that we can actually play with. Okay, now that I've done some testing, and see, this looks fine, but the problem is that the railing disappear. See, if I turn off the building view, if I open my render in 3D Max, see my previous rendered, you see we got a railing outside of the balcony, right? And the reflection of the sofa, but that all poof just disappear once you bring it to Photoshop and put a background, and it's just like there's no balcony at all. So that poses a big problem. So it's okay, I got a workaround for you that will work. So instead of putting the background inside Photoshop, what we're going to do is we're going to put the background inside 3D our 3D Studio Max. So first we need, I'm going to close this material. I do need the material, just going to open the material first. And the last material here, I'm going to load this as BG, stands for background. Of course, I'm going to load as Vray MTL. And then in the diffuse, I will load the bitmap and load the building view image. And I will also copy this to the self illumination tab here and paste it. But I want to off the GI on this. Alright, because I don't want it to shine lights. I just want it to be just bright. Okay, so I have this material, it's clear and there's no shading at all. Light and shadows doesn't affect it. Alright, now I will create a plane and draw it at the left view. Now look at the image again. It's a bit white, just we can just do some guessing here. So I'm going to close this. I think the whiteness of this screen is okay enough. So I'm going to push it all the way here. So now you start to see a red background at the back. And I'm going to drag and drop the material to the plane. And in the plane here, you don't need so many segments here. I'm going to put 1 to 1, that's it. Alright, and make sure the texture is visible. Click on this one here. There you go. Start to see your magical background. Alright, so I'm gonna adjust the view. Depends, if you need to push it to the back a bit more, you can go ahead, adjust based on the view here. I want to do something like this, and I am going to render this again, but this time around just try to render that out and see what happened. Alright, my render is done, looking good. You can see the building outside. It does looks like it is inside an interior house, condo. But one thing that you need to be careful is when you, let's say, adjust the camera, be careful not to, if you, let's say you place your camera this way, you move it around, this is still fine, but just be careful, like for example taking a shot like this. It's gonna turn off the realistic view, shaded view. Just be careful when you take the shot like this, because you tend to see the empty background over there. It looks like the background is a picture. It's no longer it's no longer look like a background. So you have to be careful on this area here. So when you take your shot, just keep in mind, like especially here, got a lot of black here. Alright, so just know where you're taking your image shots. So I'm gonna save this, save my progress, save as, hit the plus button. Alright, I also want to do some changes a little bit on the actual background that you see, the black area just now. this area is all black. I want to make it into white, because that actually affects the color inside the house. It will bring more light into the house, right into the interior. So I'm going to go to the rendering under environment. This is the environment. Right now it's black. This is the black background. So I'm going to click on the color box and make it more white, and okay. I'm going to turn it off. Now if I do another render, oh, by the way, when you select your camera, select my camera from, this is my active, so my camera is inside here actually. I'm gonna transfer it to, okay, now just leave it there. What you can do is you can access the option on the camera. Once you select it, you can adjust the lens FOV. Let's see, you can make it more wider shots, alright, to cover more angle, or you can make it more very short FOV, alright, depending on what kind of shot you want to achieve. This is way too crazy. The one shoot like this, so I'm gonna go about something like this. It's about 25, or you can click on the stock lens down here, 35, 50, 24, right? And let's render that out again with now with the white background. Okay, this looks even more better. You can see the outside is a little bit overexposed, right, due to the brightness of the sun that comes in, and it lights up the environment very nicely. Now let's finish adding one more light. Alright, just my eye just after 3D Max has gone crazy, so I'm gonna add one more light here. Which is at the top here. So I'm gonna select from here. I'm gonna go to create tab, create tab, and then go to the lights, V-Ray, and I'm gonna choose V-Ray IES. So I'm gonna put 2 V-Ray IES here. What is it's gonna adjust this light. Let's have a look at it here. I know the light is not here, it's somewhere at the back. Hold control, select both. There is a target and the light. So make sure you pushed the light in front like that. Okay, and now I can hold shift and then just drag and copy to the other lights. Or better still, I'm gonna delete this light. I'm gonna do a finalize light for, what's wrong with the view? I think it's the roof, stupid ceiling. Let's see the ceiling, just turn it off. There you go, make your life more easier. So select the light, go to the modify, and under the IES file hit none, and then go to the IES file that I've given to you. Alright, so I want to gonna browse in first and see what is better. Nice IES. Think I'm gonna go for 20. Yes, I'm gonna go for, think I'm gonna go for, yeah, 20. So I'm gonna choose 20. I switch to realistic. Will I be able to see it? Yes, I will be able to see it a little bit. Back to shaded. Now I can shift and drag. Wait, cancel that. Hold control, select the target as well. Hold shift and then just drag it and put it on the next slide. I'm not going to do for the top one, just going to ignore that. Alright, if you want you can go ahead and put it. I just want to concentrate more on the lighting up the painting here. So let's I'm going to give that some render. What about my camera? I'm going to adjust my camera looking over. Oops. Select your camera, choose this, and yeah, I want to look at that view from here. I'm gonna go pull it back a little, and don't forget to unhide. To unhide my ceiling. And now I'm gonna render this out. Alright, actually, I just did a render region on this area only just to save time, but it doesn't look like it light it properly. I need to select both and maybe just fake it and just push it in front a bit, and the target I am going to push it a little bit more to the wall or to the picture frame, like that. And now let's see what happened. Alright, looks kind of okay. I will adjust the strength of the light. Let's see. The power. So let's see if I put that to 950. Put it to 950. Put this to 950. I'll render this out again. Yeah, something like that. Or you can just exaggerate it more. 1500, 1500, and render that again. Okay, seems to be quite okay and good. Just gonna put this slightly back. Alright, that should be fine. Now, what else we do? Alright, I'm gonna render another shots towards the TV and see how it looks like. Or maybe I would put the image here a bit more closer. So that it covers more areas here. Render this out and have a look at stop that render, turn off the region, and make a full render. Alright, that looks cool. Love how the backlight lit the TV wall. Now we are about to finish our tutorial here. The thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna add I'm just gonna add one more light to brighten up the whole place here. Another faking the light technique. Just use the V-Ray light. I will switch this to the top view. Okay, and I will put a light in the center here, somewhere around here, right? And I will turn off the ceiling for a while. Just hide the ceiling. Just hit the Z button. I'm gonna raise up the light. This is the second light. But this doesn't represent the light. This is more like a supportive light. So we're gonna set this a little bit more lower key on the light. So I will select the light, go to the light modifier. I will turn off cast shadow in the option. You won't cast any shadow, and it is not so bright, so I'm gonna put about maybe 9, just to support the environment here. And let's I'm gonna open my rendered view. Just gonna duplicate that view, do comparison, and I'm gonna render this again. Unhide my ceiling and render this out. As you can see, my render is finished. Took me about 54 minutes second to render this out, and you can compare this to this. Look a bit more brighter, this a bit more gloomy and darker. So what I think I need to do is to lower the brightness a bit more for my secondary light here. So just now I put multiplier 9, just reduce it to 4, and I will render that again. Good, nice. The render is done. As you can see, there's a lot of different here. The room looks a bit more livelier. You can see the white sofa leather is a bit more brighter, alright, than before. So before I do the final render for this, I would want to just reduce that light a bit more, from 4 to put 2, and do another final render. Alright, my render is done, and I like it a lot. I can see more peach colors just bounce into the sofa, the white leather sofa, and you know, it's not looking too bright on the other side, so it looks a bit more believable. One final render that I will do is to face on this direction. I'll do a red. And I will do a render. There's so much rendering work going on here, right? So yeah, this rendering part is the a bit more tedious part to manage, alright? But you need to get the light right in order to make it work. Alright, my render is done and I'm quite pleased with the result. So now I will bump up the final settings, which is go to render setup, and I will do a 1280 x 720 resolution of render. I will also go to the Vray minimum subdiv, put to 4, and maximum I'll put to 8. And this is already high. Light catch can be higher. Just put about 1100. And just to increase things a bit for final rendering, we can select the lights. Light 1, make sure the subdiv is high. Light 2, 16. That will improve the shadow. Make sure both light is invisible. Okay, see, invisible. And that's it. So I will do a final render. I will do a 2 final render of my interior, and I will be back and show you the result, and we will conclude our tutorials. Hey guys, now I'm back. I've already finished rendered the 2 shots, so here is the result. Alright, looks pretty nice with all the lightings. The render number 2 with all the backlights and all the effects that you need. You can even see the leather on the couch. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoy this long tutorial, alright, and learn a lot from it. There's still a lot of things you can learn from using V-Ray and 3D Studio Max for your interior design work. This is just the first footstep and the essential one, so I hope you make full use of it. And if you like it, please do like my video and subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much, and I see you in other video tutorials in the future. Okay, bye bye.